Good morning. I see that we have a few people joining us this morning. We've got Vera. Good morning, Vera, and Felix and Michael. So good morning to all of you. It's nice to see you guys have tuned in. And we have a few things that we're going to be doing today, which I'm going to be talking about shortly. And we also got a couple of new songs as well, because I figured it was about time that we did some new songs. And there's a really nice song that we're going to be doing called Let Your Light Shine. And some of you might know that at school we do the I Am the Light of the World song. So it kind of reminded me of a little bit about that song. And so I figured that Let Your Light Shine would be a really nice song for us to learn for this end of the year that we're coming up to right now. So I'm going to teach you the chorus part, and then you can join in and see if you can sing that part when we get to it. And it's pretty easy. I'm just going to sing the first part, and then you can copy me. Remember, like we're doing the echo song where you repeat after me. And it goes like this. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. Let's try that part, okay? Let your light shine, let your light shine. Good, and then the next part, a little bit longer. Let your light shine all around the world. So world has quite a few notes to it. Let's try that one. Let your light shine all around the world. Then we go back to let your light shine. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. Try that. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. Then let your light shine all around the world. Try that. Let your light shine all around the world. Okay, so we're going to try the whole verse now. The whole chorus, and then we'll try it with the verse. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. Let your light shine all around the world. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. Let your light shine all around the world. Okay, so that is the chorus to the song that we're going to do this morning called Let Your Light Shine. And I see we have Evans joined us now. Good morning, Evans. Welcome to the class. So we're going to sing a song called Let Your Light Shine. I'm going to do the verse part, and then your job is to try and sing the chorus part that I just taught us, okay? The stars up in the heavens shine upon us with their light. Each star has a special place in the sky. Well, each of us is special too, and we all have a place. So let your starlight shine. Now we get to the chorus. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. Let your light shine all around the world. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. Let your light shine all around the world. Okay, so we're going to sing the chorus one more time. Good morning to Baylul, who's joined us now. Wonderful. This is our new song called Let Your Light Shine. Okay, so here we go. Let's do the chorus one more time. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. Let your light shine all around the world. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. Let your light shine all around the world. Okay, so thank you for trying that new song with me. It's definitely a very quiet, reflective kind of song. A reflective song is something that makes you think a little bit, and I really quite like songs like that every once in a while. Good morning to Yoshi. We have Yoshi's joined us as well. That's awesome. Just in time for us to do a more upbeat new song here called Listen to the Water. Okay, and this is a fun song. It's all about going for a walk down by the river, hearing the river making its wonderful watery music, and all the stuff that you can see down by the river. So, and the chorus goes like this. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Can you try that with me? Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. And then the next part is almost the same. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. So pretty easy. Try that live. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Okay, and that's a really easy chorus, isn't it? Okay, and then the next part is all about what we see, and you'll be able to join in with that because it's all repeated each time, so it'll be easy to sing along with. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. We saw some birds by the waterside. We saw some birds by the waterside. We saw some birds by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Okay, you can see how the verse is actually quite easy to sing along with. And each time it's going to be something else that we saw. Okay, let's get back to the chorus again. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. We saw some fish by the waterside. We saw some fish by the waterside. We saw some fish by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. We saw some ducks by the waterside. We saw some ducks by the waterside. We saw some ducks by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. We saw some ducks by the waterside. We saw some ducks by the waterside. We saw some ducks by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Okay, so that was another new song for us for today. Listen to the water. So that is a great reminder that when we are out in nature, it's really great to hear nature's music. We hear the birds singing, we hear the beautiful sounds of the water if we're at the ocean or at the river. And it's always good to keep your eyes and ears open so you don't miss anything, because it is such a wonderful time for us right now to be able to take that all in. Awesome. Okay, let's put the guitar away for now. And we are going to be doing a little bit of our class now, all about a new composer. So if you remember the composers that we've been doing the last few weeks, we learned a little bit about Beethoven. And then last week, we learned a little bit about Haydn and all of his amazing symphonies that he wrote. Well, today we are going to find out about another composer. And so I'm going to give you his name so you can see how it's spelled. His name is Antonio Vivaldi. And I wonder if you could guess what nationality, like what country Antonio Vivaldi was born in, by just from the sound of his name. And if you said Italian, then you are absolutely right. He was born in Venice, in Italy, even earlier than Beethoven and Haydn. He was born in 1678, so a very long time ago. And if he was still alive, he would be 342 years old. So he was born an awful long time ago, wasn't he? So that is our composer for today. And I just see that we have had grade 1 has popped on. Oh, it's wonderful to see you all, grade 1. Hi. Let's see who we have. We have Tallulah, Adia, Marta, Lulu, Mickey, Parker, Raph, Tommy, Josephina, Karen, and Miss Winter. Wow, we've got a big class full this morning. That's wonderful. Awesome. Okay. And I'm seeing in the comments here, a few of you did think that Antonio Vivaldi was from Italy. So Evan thought that, and also Felix as well. Well, that's wonderful. Okay. So we were just talking about how Antonio Vivaldi would have been 342 years old if he was still alive. But obviously nobody lives that long, so he's not. But it's always interesting to find out how long ago some composers lived, and we're still listening to their music today because they did such a great job with it. Now, we talked about Haydn had a nickname. He was called the father of the symphony. Well, Vivaldi had a name too, because he became a priest for a while, and they called him the Red Priest. Not because he was painted red or anything like that, but because he had long red hair. And they used to call him the Red Priest because it was such a distinctive feature. And so that was where he got his name from. But he played an instrument that he wrote a lot of music for. I wonder if any of you guys play this instrument. He played the violin. The violin is a very, very special instrument, and Vivaldi liked that instrument so much that he wrote almost all of his music with violins in it, and also other instruments from the same family. I wonder if you remember what the family is called if the violin is in. I wonder if anyone knows. Let's have a look here. Oh, yes. So violin, right? Felix is mentioning about the violin. And I see Abby's here. Hi, Abby, with grade 3. And they all got Italy correct, too. So some smart people this morning figuring everything out. That's fantastic. So the family of instruments that the violin belongs to is an instrument family we've talked about before. It is the string family. And it's very fitting that it is the string family because the violin has strings. And there's lots of other instruments that have strings, but the ones in the string family in the orchestra, the symphony, there's the violin, then there's the viola, then there's the cello, and then there is the double bass. Now, the cello is actually spelt like this. There's no H in it, although it sounds like there should be. And so the cello, as you might remember, is the instrument that I play. And so I have my cello here, so I thought it would be fun for us to just take a quick look at it, just to remind ourselves what a stringed instrument is like. I'll just pop her over here. And here is my cello. Now this one, we wouldn't put underneath our chin, would we? Because it's way too big. And there's also this big spiky thing at the end. Wouldn't really end very well, would it? If I put that under my chin. So here is my cello right here. And these are the strings that are on it. And now this is exactly the same as a violin or a viola or a double bass. It's just a different size. So there's the small violin, then there's the bigger viola, then there's the cello, and then there is the double bass, which is so big, they call it a stand-up bass because you have to stand up to play it. So here we have the cello, and I'm just going to turn it sideways so you can see some of the parts. So over here at the end, you see that beautiful curly carved piece of wood? That's called the scroll, and you'll see that on all of the instruments in the string family. Then you'll see the little black pegs, and that's for me to tighten or loosen the strings on my cello so I can make sure that they're in the right pitch. Then you can see there are strings on it, and then as we go further down, right in the middle, you'll see there's something that's holding up those strings. Do you see that? It's almost got little hearts inside it, and that's called a bridge. Okay, and then you'll see that there's some holes that were carved out, almost like fancy letter F's that were carved in, and that's to let the beautiful sound come out of the cello, because if it was solid and there were no holes to let the sound out, we wouldn't hear very much. And then, as I mentioned before, there's the tail piece here, the black part, and then there's this big spike here because I have to have something to hold it up when I'm playing. All right, and then you can see it's just like a person. It has this part, which is called a belly, and obviously it has a back as well. So they're very beautiful instruments, and I'm very lucky to have mine. And then we did talk about what this is. This is the most important part of a string instrument because this is the bow. And this is what gets the sound to come out of the violin or the cello. And we talked about a while ago about what a bow is made of. So we've got this part, which is the stick, and that's made out of wood. But then on here, you can see this white part. I wonder if anybody remembers what the white part of the bow is made from. And right here, we don't put our fingers on it because the oils from our fingers can actually turn it black, and we don't want that to happen. So this part right here is made from the hair from a horse's tail. So it's horsehair. And nobody needs to worry about the fact that any of the horses would be harmed by doing that. They just trim a few hairs from each horse's tail, the ones that they don't need anymore. Okay, when it gets too bushy. And that's what they use for the bow. So no horses are harmed in the manufacturing of our cello bow. Okay, so when we pull the bow over the strings, it makes the string vibrate. I can also make the strings vibrate by plucking the strings like this. Okay, so that's how it sounds if I just pluck it. Now, if I'm going to take my bow and pull the bow hair across the strings, it makes an altogether different sound. And I see that grade 3 were really right on the money, and they knew it was horsehair. So awesome job, guys. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to play you a little bit of music on the cello with the bow that Antonio Vivaldi wrote. And Antonio Vivaldi wrote a very, very famous piece of music, and it was all about the different seasons in the year. It was the 4 seasons. And so if we know the 4 seasons are spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And he wrote 3 little pieces of music for each season. And I think the one that I'm going to play right now is probably the most famous one. Let me pop over here and see if you recognize this. You may have heard this before. It's okay. So a lot of you may have heard that before. That's a very, very famous tune. And it's called Spring from the 4 Seasons. And I think that it's a very, very beautiful tune. And no wonder people remember it. And then in spring, that's when all the flowers are growing. And when we also get quite a change in the weather sometimes. And then in summer, it's hot and people move around a lot more slowly, but then sometimes we get a thunderstorm. And Vivaldi wrote an amazing thunderstorm in the middle of his summer music. And I'll show you how that sounds. And it sounds really cool when all the instruments in the strings section play that together. So he was very, very good at writing music for the strings and making all kinds of really cool sounds and sound effects from the stringed instruments. And I see that Felix remembered it was the 4 seasons. So well done, Felix, for remembering that. Well, so we're going to find out a little bit more about our composer, Antonio Vivaldi, on Wednesday. And maybe we'll find out a little bit more about some of the other seasons that he wrote. All right. So I did say that we were going to do Down by the Bay today. And so this is your chance to choose some things that rhyme for our song. So let me get the guitar out again, and we'll see if you're good at remembering words that rhyme. Because we've had our Rig-a-Jig-Jig song that we were doing. And the Rig-a-Jig-Jig song was fun because we used the first letter of the name of the animal, and then we came up with an action that it was doing. With Down by the Bay, we've got to come up with something that rhymes. So I'm going to do, let's do a pig doing a jig. Anything, pop it in the comments and we'll try and add it to our song. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a pig doing a jig? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons go, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say. Did you ever see a llama wearing pajamas down by the bay? Okay, so let's see if we can think of some things that would rhyme. Okay, I'm going to do dog. Down by the bay, there the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say. Did you ever see a dog kissing a frog down by the bay? Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say. Did you ever see a cat wearing a hat down by the bay? Okay, Felix has thought of one. Did you ever see a bat playing with a cat? Good one. Let's try that one. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say. Did you ever see a bat playing with a cat down by the bay? I'm getting all mixed up with this because I'm trying to read at the same time. Okay, Behlul. Did you ever see a fox sitting in a box? Fox sitting in a box. Okay, let's try that one. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say. Did you ever see a fox sitting in a box down by the bay? Okay, next we have Vera, who came up with a bat wearing a hat. Let's try that one. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say. Did you ever see a bat wearing a hat down by the bay? Okay, what else do we have on here? Oh, Evan, did you ever see a cat sitting on a mat? Let's try that one. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say. Did you ever see a cat sitting on a mat down by the bay? Oh, and I see Mr. Erickson joined, and he's come up with his own verse. Did you ever see a raccoon eating with a spoon? Nice one, Mr. Erickson. Okay. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say. Did you ever see a raccoon eating with a spoon down by the bay? Okay, nice one. Oh, and now we have grade 3. Did you ever see a mouse running through the house? Nice. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say. Did you ever see a mouse running through the house down by the bay? Oh, wow, we got some really good verses today. All right, I'm just trying to think. We can do one more to finish. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go. Back, for if I do, my mother will say. Did you ever see a giraffe having a laugh down by the bay? All right, well, very good today. Everybody was putting their thinking caps on, thinking of words that rhyme, that have their same sound. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do that again on Wednesday. So if you're thinking of some really cool rhyming words to go with your animal, then just drop them in the comment section. And I always check before I do the next class, just in case anybody has thought of some awesome verses. And I see people are still posting some great things that we can use on Wednesday. That's fantastic. Okay, well, you guys, it's time for us to end our class today. We had our 2 new songs, which we'll try again on Wednesday, and we're going to learn a little bit more about Vivaldi and his music. So thank you for tuning in today, and we will see you all again on Wednesday. Bye for now. Have a great day.